Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family and friends. We are back again. Okay, so yesterday, Amanda Seales did like a part 2 to her viral video, but she went on different, like, I guess, news stations, local news stations started picking it up, NBC, ABC, all that sort of stuff. So just, if you haven't had a chance, take a look at that. It's kind of educational and interesting. In other news, lo and behold, your Uncle Greg, your boy, was right again. Oh, I love saying that. But apparently, and again, I was just using kind of fuzzy math when I was looking at the Texas redistricting maps, and I was like, well, they're taking away people from these solid districts for Republicans, and they're putting them into, and I was just doing the math. A lot of those votes or voters that they were trying to shift around were Hispanic voters that, went for Trump. Now, some of those Hispanic voters might be a little bit disillusioned this time around, considering not just the cost of living, but the ICE raids and things like that might not get quite as much support from the Spanish community as they did last go round. So that's why I guesstimated. I said it's probably about 7 to 10 districts that they possibly put into play. Well, apparently I was right, because Texas Congress people and senators and news stations have, and I'm not saying they picked it up from me, but apparently I was right, and because their math is coming up the same way. The math is mathing. Math is mathing. Anyway, moving on. The main thing I really wanted to talk about was, and it still sticks in my craw when I think about that Amanda Seales versus 20, and one of the young black conservatives was saying, well, look at this, look at that, and they were saying, look at how rap music, first of all, I know you're not talking about rap music when there's like 30 different Call of Duty games and things like that, but you don't ever talk about how that affects school shooters. All right, let me just keep going. All right, the main part about that is what I wanted to say is she was trying to blame black people for listening to rap music. Now, are we consumers? Yes, but so are white people, so are Mexican people, so are people across the world in other countries. Okay, so if people all around the world are consuming the same thing, how can you say this is the problem when it's not a problem anywhere else? Okay, there's a multitude of things that go into the problems in America. Okay, but the main thing that I want to point out is that the radio stations, they're owned by white people. They're the ones, the radio executives that are hiring these artists, that are giving them record deals, they're owned by white people. Okay? So you can't just say, well, it's black people's fault for listening to it, when I don't hear those same record companies or record labels, promoting reggae or jazz. When's the last time you heard a reggae song on the radio or a jazz song on the radio? Huh? Well, I mean, could you even find a station that plays jazz or reggae? Or what about music from the Congo or Nigeria? I'm just saying, that's what they're offering. That's I won't say it's the only thing to listen to, but your choice in music is strictly controlled by the radio and music companies on what they promote and what they put out. Okay? Even look at movies. Okay? Here's a good example for you. All right, for all my melanated people, okay? And for my Mayo colored people. Have you seen the following movies? Okay? The Color Purple, Roots. Have you seen either of those movies? But I bet you've seen Boys in the Hood, or Menace to Society, or The Real Housewives, right? I bet you've seen Friday. Have you seen American History X? So, again, when these same executives, they're promoting, there's probably 10, 20 different movies that are like Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood. There's only one movie like Roots. There's only one movie like The Color Purple. There's only one movie like American History X. Keep in mind, some of these... So, not just in our country, but worldwide, there's a perception on Black Americans that's produced and maintained by the system that empowers the white executives to make these decisions. They don't have very many movies other than Tyler Perry movies that talk about the single mother that XYZ happened. You know, I'm just saying. But, you know, whether all the rappers that are in movies, whether it's Tupac or DMX or whoever, you know, Belly, and you got all these movies, all these cop shows on TV, but you don't see, like I said, just think about that for a minute. You don't see movies like Roots or The Color Purple. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Thank you for watching my video, and have a good afternoon.